Howdy, y'all.
Hi, guys.
It's Ryan.
And Angela.
And guess what today is? Oh, from Our Name Music. Sorry. Your favorite mom and pop guitar shop and music lesson studio deep in the heart of Texas. Guess what today is?
New Year's Eve.
It is New Year's Eve.
Yay.
It is the last day of the year,
Dun, dun,
of the
dun,
month,
dun. Yes.
of the decade.
Dun, dun, dun.
Which brings us to the purpose of this video, which is, what in the heck have we learned in 10 years of owning a music store and lesson studio? What have we learned? Let's talk about it.
Yes.
All right, welcome to the video. This is not Ask RNA. It may look like an Ask RNA background, but it's really, we're going to tell you what we've learned in 10 years of owning a business, because tomorrow, January 1st, 2020 is actually our legit official, for tax purposes reason,
Yes.
10-year anniversary of RNA Music.
I know.
Congratulations, Angela. You made it 10
Another
years.
10. 2020. Yes.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I can't believe it.
I know, right?
Now, in
Oh,
2009, we were actually in the building,
On that side.
laying floor, building walls, building
that side.
desks.
Yes.
Over there.
This side was completely nothing like this.
This side was
so gross.
Terrible.
It was horrible. Just horrible.
And I did place, I think my first order with D'Addario was in 09. I definitely put in my first order for guitars, which was with Schecter.
Yes.
It was Rocktober, might have been November.
Around that.
November,
yeah.
December. Might have been December of 09, and I put in our first order for our first shipment of guitars.
Yes.
But on paper, we didn't actually, our official open date was...
Like here.
Yeah, like as far as being able to sell
Like
and
we're
collect sales
business.
tax.
Yes.
You know,
Official
doing business as type. January 1, 2020. So,
Yeah.
tomorrow will be 10 years officially RNA Music. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to shoot a video and say, we'll talk about what have we learned in the last 10 years of owning a music store.
All the things. Gleaning.
And we haven't really talked about it before this. It's just like, hey, we should shoot a video.
Yeah, we kind of said a couple of things, like sentences, and then we're like, okay, let's do this.
Okay, let's just do it. This is mostly off the cuff.
Very much so off the cuff.
We could have been really cliche, like 5 things I learned owning a music store for 10 years. But it might be 7 things or 2 things.
Yeah. It's just one.
Or 20 things. 20 things I learned.
Yes.
Maybe we should do 10 things.
10 things we've learned for our 10-year anniversary in 2020.
It might not even be 10. All right, what's something you've learned the last 10 years?
Oh my gosh. Just straight out of the gate.
Off the top of your head.
Oh my gosh. I'm not going to say what we were talking about earlier, because we'll save that.
Save that for later.
Yeah,
we'll save the nitty gritty.
Let's not open the gate right out of there.
We'll get really controversial in the middle of the video, so you got to stay tuned for the whole video.
Yeah.
We'll get really sassy at the end.
Yes.
So they're going to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
We'll be sweet and simple at the beginning.
Sweet and simple.
And nasty and name names later.
Miss Jackson.
If you're nasty.
I think one of the things that over the last 10 years is so crazy.
It doesn't feel like 10 years, does
it? Because whenever we started, like Aiden was 4, Nicholas was 9.
Oh my gosh.
They were just babies. I think one of the main things I've learned the most is patience for the process.
Sorry.
Honestly, a lot of patience, because things are, when you're building a business, any business, it is not always just like out of the gate, buck and bronco, full speed ahead. There's a lot of little nuances.
It's not going to go how you think it is.
And it's not. It's definitely not going to go how you think it is. And it's going to take a lot of patience with yourself and learning how to balance everything. Because I think that was really hard at first, because when we started this, we were still doing flea markets.
We were actually self-employed before RNA Music. For about a year, for about 14 months, we ran our own business that I kind of,
Yes.
took over from my dad.
Yes. And it was very tough.
That was brutal.
Because then it got to the point where
That
Ryan
was a not
was
profitable business.
non-profit. It was just not profitable. It wasn't a non-profit. It was just not profitable. It would have been cool if we actually were like, we ran a non-profit organization. No, it was just very sucky at making money. And we were below, like almost third world country poverty level.
It was like starting over when we first got married and had no money.
None whatsoever. And we were eating...
We went from making pretty good money
like
in Tulsa
leftover food from First Monday, which is our flea market food.
Making no money.
But we went from both of us working really hard trying to build a First Monday, our flea market business, selling food, and doing 2 different events a month, to just down to Ryan just doing 1 event a month. And plus we were doing worship and we were doing ministry at the same time and all this stuff.
That's true. We were very involved.
And raising children. And it was just so much at first. And over the years, it was like, okay, I really needed to get my mind right. Like, this is something we are going to be doing for a long period of time. I knew we were. I mean, I think we were both on the same page. Like, we're doing this. This is going to be us. This is going to be who we are. So learning that patience of, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to go exactly how we thought it was going to be planned. And no matter what was going to come at us, just be patient with yourself and be forgiving. And just take each moment, each crazy adventure, which we went on so many, as a learning experience, and grow from each one. Don't harbor it and hold on to it and resent anything. Learn, be patient, and move on.
So the first thing you would say is patience.
Big time patience.
Just a little patience.
Oh my gosh, it was.
You are going to learn patience.
You are going to.
If you don't have it already, you are going to learn patience.
Because then it wasn't just the aspect of having a business. It was we had children coming to us to learn. And
teaching kids.
And not only teaching the kids, but having people... Because our building was on that side of the building, and it was very small. He'll probably put some pictures up in it if he has some.
I don't know if I have any, but maybe.
Maybe. And but it was very small. And if any of you have ever been here, we don't have a lot of room to begin with. But now quarter that into probably maybe an eighth or a third. Not even a third. I would say there's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, and a fourth the size of the building, the side that we're in.
So
now.
What is a lounge and a storage room and a single lesson room and a bathroom?
Yeah,
is what the entire store was at the beginning.
Was at the very, very beginning.
Very beginning, it was a lesson room and a small
waiting room with
some guitars on the wall.
and some amps.
Yeah,
and a little bit
and a tiny closet.
pegboard behind, to the side right behind.
Yeah.
It was right behind because it was on that back wall.
Very small.
And then parents would drop kids off sometimes, and it was just like, these people are going to stay. And I was like, you know what? It's okay. I want to be that kind of place where parents can come, and if they have siblings, they can drop a kid off. Because if we can let that kid know that they're loved and this is a safe place, and let that parent know, then we probably have that next kid in line to be the next student after brother or sister. But it was a lot of patience. So number 1 is patience in the process.
Second thing we learned owning a business, this isn't not a particular order, but one thing that pops up is try not to get into debt.
Yes.
Try to pay cash.
Yes.
So we started off in the early days like we're paying cash for everything.
Yes.
Like we paid cash for all of our inventory. Like when I ordered strings, I paid cash. When I ordered guitars, I paid cash. We paid up front. Not going into major debt because I knew of another store not too far away in Longview, Texas that they opened up their store, brand new store in a reasonable sized town. Yeah. That already had some other stores, and they right out the gate they were $250,000, $300,000 in the hole with because you got to buy inventory. Yeah, like you got to have inventory.
You want it to look
if you don't certain way. If you don't have it, you can't sell it.
Yes.
So and companies, The guy who ran it was a fairly famous country musician. He played fiddle in like a big time country artist band. He started his own store, and he had investors, partners that came in, like they fronted some of the money, so they had some startup money. But then most companies will let you order all this stuff, and we'll give you 30, 60, or 90 day terms, which means you pay for it all 30 days later, 60 days later, or 90 days later.
Right.
Order, $10,000 in guitars, but you got to pay for it within 90 days.
Right.
Or $100,000. So he just racked up.
That's some faith right there.
He just racked it all up, which is great. But then 30, 60, 90 days later, people are like, hey, you owe us $25,000. Where's it at? I'm like, well, it's hanging on the wall. We haven't sold it yet. And so going into that, I already knew, hey, that's very dangerous. To go
into debt.
In extreme debt right out the gate. It's a lot safer if you just go start small and spend cash. So that is a very good plan that we stuck to mostly for a few years.
Yeah, about 4 or 5.
4 or 5 years. And then I got a little impatient and I was like,
refer to number 1.
Yes, refer to lesson number 1. I got a little impatient. I was like, you know what? We're not growing the retail side as quickly as I want. Although students teaching was pretty good.
Yes.
And we'll get to that in a little bit. And so I got a little impatient. And I borrowed some money. And, we went into debt to expand our inventory. And now...
No comment.
For some people, they'd be like, well, that's not very much money. For us, it was an extreme amount of money.
Might as well have been like $1 million.
It was extremely uncomfortable to be like, okay, now we owe the bank some money for this, and we owe, like, I borrowed some money from my dad, like, hey,
like family,
and like, hey, and because they believed in us, and it was just
stressful.
Yeah,
it was stressful.
It was stressful, and now we're kind of past all that. We don't owe anybody any money for gear,
right?
But that was not good.
Yeah,
and it didn't pay off.
It didn't.
The way we wanted to. It just gave us a lot of extra stress for a couple of years.
And unnecessary.
Yeah, and stress. Now we're kind of back to like, well, that was dumb.
Yes.
I should have stuck to my original plan of like, if we had just slowly built it smart, that would have been a lot better. So number 1, pay cash. Avoid going deeply into debt. Just don't do that.
Number 1 was patience.
Number 1 was patience. Number 2 was try not to go deep into debt. Pay cash. Number 3.
Number 3, stick with your vision. I would say.
Know your vision.
First,
you gotta know your vision.
Know your vision. That's good. Know your vision. And stick with. Can I do like them together? Sure. And stick with it?
I think, yeah. Know it and stick with it.
Know it and stick with it. Because if you know your vision, we knew, I think, even before our doors opened, like, this is what we want to do. Ryan was really, it was all him, really. And he just came to me and I said, well, yeah, let's do it. Why not? I mean, we're not making any money.
What's the worst that could happen?
Because I worked in the hospitals. I was a phlebotomist. I was like, I can always go work for, a lab somewhere or whatever. And Ryan's worked in retail, and he's done that many years, and he's really good at it. So he was like, and I always can do retail or go back. There's a job. We can always go back and do something else. But our vision at the very beginning was to teach music. And to bring that aspect, not just everyday music, but special, rock, just performance, not necessarily rock and roll, but just like performance, just like out of the box.
Yeah.
Out of the box type music to the next generation.
We're in a rural area, which I grew up. I grew up in
we
Canton.
both did.
Yeah, she grew up not too far away from here, and it's not a big city. And so the kids out here don't have the access to the things that kids in a bigger city has, right? And so there was not a lot of what I wanted. I wanted kids to have the education that I didn't necessarily get when I was their age and wish I would have got.
Yes.
And I'm like, man, just because we're living out in the country, everybody is a farmer or owns a ranch or something, it's like, doesn't mean we can't have sort of quality, good music instruction, out here.
that goes outside of the box.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing. A lot of
boring.
A lot of people, whenever they teach music, not that this is bad, are very classic trained. Mm-hmm. And whenever kids think of music lessons, not like I'm starting a band in my garage.
Right.
They think music lessons, they think classically trained. And most children are turned off by that because that's not what they hear on the radio every day.
Right.
And what we wanted to do was take garage band experience and bring it into the lesson aspect. And have them be able to perform and sing and learn all the songs that they've learned. They sing at home and turn on the radio and listen to, because that's what Ryan loved. Mm-hmm. That's why he didn't become a band director. No knock on band directors. We love you guys. We love you guys. Y'all are essential, and music programs are awesome, and we encourage every kid to be in a music program.
I have a degree in music education from a university.
I was in band, drill team. We're all about that.
Yeah.
But
we have the
that
education.
wasn't his heart. So be able to find an aspect and a vision that was really pulled towards both of our hearts, which mine is performance. I love theater, performing, and not just getting up and doing like karaoke, but really performing songs and stuff. So having that, and whenever kids came in, and even parents would come in, and some people, and even other adults, I wouldn't say our students or our parents, but like other adults would ask us like what we do. And then you can see them kind of turn their head to the side like, really? Like, I don't know if that's going to play well. And we stuck with it. And then finally, when we had our recitals.
I think our first recital
blew everybody out of the water, I think.
Yeah.
It was just because there were kids playing little pieces of music that they learned from books. But then at the very end, we blew everybody away by performing bands. Like, kids were performing in bands.
Yeah.
And we had everything from punk to worship to heavy metal.
Yeah. We played some worship tunes. And then we played some Metallica.
And then we played Metallica at the end. And that has been our tried true. That's like our stamp. It was like not your grandma's music lessons.
It ain't your grandma's piano
music,
recital.
And that's one thing that we've stuck with the whole time. And that's, I think, and through a friend, it was like keeping the music alive for the next generation. What we grew up with, what made it passionate for us, and we've stuck with it.
And our focus, our vision, and our focus had always been to teach. Mm-hmm. To teach. I mean, I went to school to become a band director. I have the education background. I've taught before. I mean, years ago, I was teaching drumline, and I was teaching drum set lessons, and I've taught guitar lessons. Before I veered away from that for a long time.
Yeah.
But it was always to teach. Mm-hmm. And there was a slow build. Like now, I'm completely booked. I have no lesson spots available. A lot of times throughout the year, we'll have a waiting list for lesson spots because I can only teach so many people in one day. Right. It took a long time to build that part of it. Right. But that is our primary focus. And like I have friends, we were just talking about. Today I referred 2 different people to my friends at Action Sound in Hawkins, Texas. I'm like, you need to go see Kelly at Action Sound if you want something fixed. Yeah. You want this done. Refer to people because those guys are amazing. Like techs and luthiers and repair. They have 2 amp repair guys, like 3 full-time techs. If your neck is snapped in 5 places, they can glue it back together and refinish it and paint like it's never been broken. Like their bread and butter is tech work and luthier work, repair. Like, and they're good at it and they're known for it. Now, yes, they do sell guitars. Like they sell PRS, they've got all kinds of stuff, and they got amps, and they have stuff on the wall that they sell more than we do. But that's their core thing that they do. What people walk in the door for there is for them to fix your stuff. Right. And they're good at it and they stay busy. Our core thing is teaching. And I tell people come in, like, what do y'all do? Like, well, we teach lessons. We teach kids how to play guitar, piano, bass, drums, ukulele, voice, all kinds of stuff. Yes, we sell some stuff. We've got strings, picks, capos. We've got various guitars and amps and things. But, our bread and butter is the education, which we love. Yeah. And I think you have to go in knowing what is your thing. Yes. And then sticking to it, because one thing that did happen, and this lessons we've learned is through the years, I got a little more enticed into like, hey, I want to sell more guitars, I want to ship them all over, and I got kind of hung up on building the inventory and being a retail store. Sorry, I burped.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
sorry, I burped. I'm going to edit that part.
That's going to sound. It'll seem like I'm laughing at the fact what you just said, but I'm just
I burped.
Like, no, you
I'm
just
sorry.
blew a burp in
It
my
was
face.
the Diet Dr. Pepper. Anyways, I got distracted by like trying to build the next big whatever retail store, and I think what happened is our core thing kind of suffered a little bit. I was distracted by like, we got all these guitars, we got to sell them, we got to do this stuff, and and I think our teaching kind of took a back seat to that, which was not good, because that's not why we're really here. And so we've refocused over the years, and now we're definitely more focused on our students. And yes, we still carry guitars, and we have things that we do, but that's not our primary focus.
Right. Right.
So you got to know, why are you doing what you're doing,
and stick with it.
and stick to it.
Yeah, it's okay to have things on the wings, but allow those just to be the sides.
Yeah.
If you have something that you're really good at, like what he said about Kelly and with the luthier business and everything, they're really good at that stuff. We're not luthiers. No. Brian can do a few little things here and there, but his focus is teaching, because that's what he is really good at. He knows his stuff when it comes to gear and guitars and stuff like that, but his heartbeat is teaching. And that's one thing that a lot of people get when they come in here and they see that and they see the passion, especially whenever our kids perform and they see what they're able to do and accomplish in such a small amount of time. So focus
So
on that vision.
Know your vision and stick to the vision.
And stick to it. It'll pay off. It always pays off when you stay with your vision.
Yeah. Fourth thing we've learned being in business 10 years.
Fourth thing we've learned.
I was going to say something about having a budget.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. You're all about the money on this one, aren't you?
Yeah. Get good at doing a budget, because we're not. And we haven't been.
No, we have not.
It's like flying by the seat of our pants and like, just, hey, let's just do this. It'll work out. And it'll...
Eventually.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out at the end of the year. But now we're finally 10 years in.
And we're learning.
10 years into this game, we're finally getting a little bit more organized with spreadsheets and point of sale, and be able to track how much did we sell this month. Oh, this month we were...
Ike is going to be laughing at us.
Yeah. Well, that's why Flipside Music is doing
so well.
Phenomenally well.
And 2020 is going to be our year, Ike.
2020.
2020.
Oh man. I think it's funny. Not funny for some people, but I think funny for us, because most businesses fail within the first year. If they don't fail within the first year, they fail within the first 5 years.
Definitely 5.
Yeah. Not funny for those guys.
No.
But I think funny in the fact that we're here 10 years in, going strong.
By the seat of our pants.
Yeah, not even being like brilliant business minds, or I don't have an MBA, or I wasn't even a business major in school. And so we're doing well.
We're doing well. We are.
Ike at Flipside Music, he started off selling stuff out of his basement.
I know.
Like online only, and now I'm not going to tell y'all any numbers or anything. But
they're doing well.
We'll
just say they're doing
well. They're doing better than they ever have.
Yes.
They're
and
busier
it's awesome
than they ever.
because he's very good at that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Now he's been in management, managed restaurants, managed people. So, Ike's got some business acumen.
Yes.
As most Italians from New York probably do. No, I don't know. Is that true?
I don't know.
He knows a guy.
Being weird.
Anyways.
Let's get back.
We're, 10 years along, we're still in business.
Yes. Because I think, honestly, we have no problem, especially you, because I don't really talk about the business or glean or try to find better ways to grow the business other than through lessons. You're always gleaning from other people on how to do things better. Every year, you're like, okay, how can I do this better? How can I do this a little bit better? How can I do this a little better? And that's what helps.
I like to learn.
And not only that, but I think it helps, which I guess this could bring us to the next point.
So point number 4 was Have a budget.
Have a budget. And we don't need to stay on budget because it's just boring.
Crunch
so
the
point
numbers.
number 5, going into that, is to utilize social media.
Oh.
We learn to utilize social media.
Absolutely.
To the best of our ability. And I think that
from the beginning,
from the very, very, very early, like hilariously early beginning, with Ryan sitting in that room over there.
I have videos
talking about lessons and music or like scales and stuff like that. Like you were teaching stuff. And people would come to us early on, and that this is part of even number 4 with budget, would ask us like, you should put ads in the newspaper. It's only $700. And hey, you should totally put a thing in the football program. It's only $1,000 for a, I'm like,
$450. Your name can be in the calendar for the baseball team.
I have to pay my electric bill. Like we have, we gotta buy bills. Food. We gotta buy food. Have you seen our children? No. And
they like to eat when they were little.
There's no return on that. There's no way you're going to be able to guarantee me a return on that kind of money. But so utilizing social media, everything has been free.
Yeah.
Free. Other than the time that we have to take, which we would be on social media anyways because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Then we would have to take to produce content. Other than that, us being on here, having an Instagram page, our Facebook page, our YouTube page, just all that stuff has been very key. And I think we hit the generation of being business owners at the right time.
Yes. Because
a lot of people that were previous, because 10 years ago,
remember,
there really wasn't anything around.
We were getting everything ready in 2009.
Yes.
Right. 2009, we're in here like
so
laying
like Facebook
floor,
was
building walls, painting.
New.
No, but there was the economy went to crap in 2008.
That's right.
So everything just went
and everybody's like, you're starting a business.
You're starting a business? Everything just went to poop. I'm like,
it's horrible.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
What? But social media was taking off at that time. Mm-hmm. So having everything on social media, our Facebook page blew up really fast. And then whenever we did advertisements and everything like that, everything was on social media.
Well, and I got us on the front page of Google because people would call me and try to sell me,
that too.
Hey, we can get you ranked on the front page of Google for your blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm already there. And they're like, do what now? I'm like, Google music lessons, Canton, Texas.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, you are there. I'm like, yeah, I am. So why would I pay you $500 to get me on the front page when I'm already there?
Which goes back to budget. Oh. Because if you know how to work social media very well, if you even just know basic social media, you can get so much done, and you don't have to be uber fluent in all the hashtags and everything like that. You just have to be consistent in your content. Because
there's still a ton of businesses.
And don't pay anybody to post pictures. Don't pay some guy in Korea to do stuff for you, or the Philippines on Fiverr to do stuff for you. Do it yourself. Be genuine. Because the thing is that this is what I've noticed. A lot of people on social media can tell when it's being outsourced versus
you doing it yourself.
Being organic. So social media is big.
Huge one.
What's your 6th?
Number 6. I think that was great lead-in. I didn't plan this, but
we're doing
number 6 is be authentic.
Oh.
Be who you are.
Yes.
I think that's super key. I think that took me a little bit of a while to kind of figure that out, because in the early days, again, 10 years ago, going back to when it first started, I was like, we were super small, and I knew we were super small, but the internet didn't necessarily know that you were super small,
right?
Because you could take pictures from the right angle, and because no one knows from a screen, like you just see a picture of an amp, you see a picture of a guitar, you see a picture of a guitar, you see a picture of a guitar.
Yeah,
you don't really know how big or small the store is. Unless you've physically been there.
Yeah, we're physically really small.
Yeah, we're bigger than we were, but
we're bigger than life in a small building.
But in the early days, I didn't necessarily embrace that.
Right.
And then later on, I'm like, this is just stupid. I'm just like, hey, we're a mom and pop shop deep in the heart of Texas. Like, I'm not lying. This is what we are.
Yes.
We're not the biggest music store in Canton, Texas, which is technically true. We are technically
we're the only ones.
The largest music store in Canton, Texas. Possibly in Van Zandt County.
Yeah.
Which would be a true statement
but
But it
silly.
kind of also leads you to believe, like, oh my God, you're going to go there.
It's like
gonna
an
be
emporium.
Like a giant guitar
Yeah.
center or something. It's like, no.
It's not.
You know, I was like, no, wait.
We're about the size of a Payless.
We are a legit mom and pop shop.
Paylesses are bigger.
I'm the pop.
And I'm
you're
the mom.
We're a small business, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
Right? And
because we have a lot of big content, even though our brick and mortar isn't very big, everything within the four walls of this building
big
is
hearts.
very big. You know, our reach is very big. The amount of students we have, you wouldn't think coming in here. Whenever people come to our recitals, we still have to this day. Whenever we have new students and it's their first recitals, and we tell them, like, make sure you get there early. And we're telling parents, get there early because you will not have a seat.
yeah. They're like, how many people are going to be there? I'm like, oh, you mean watching? Probably about 200.
200 and 250
and they're like,
people.
What?
Well, and normally, and that's only because literally half of our students usually perform at every recital. But it still boggles people's brains sometimes whenever they come in and see how big we are. But we're always the same, whether we're on the stage at a recital or we're here in front of you, or when you come in. That's one thing that people always get. I think that's what makes up for our small building is us, because we're the same.
Yeah, and you have to kind of it's weird being in front of a camera.
It is.
And doing all that, and it takes a while to get used to.
Yeah, I'm still not used to Insta stories. I'm a big goober on Insta stories. Like, I don't know how to talk to a camera. It's so weird.
You do it a lot though.
You'll
get pretty good. I think you're fine.
It's just weird to look staring, like, my face is, like, right there.
I like you.
It's hard to be authentic when it's...
Well, the thing is, just be who you are.
Yeah.
Just be authentic. Figure out your truth of who you are. It's like, we are a small town mom and pop shop. We are in Texas, which, you know, is great.
It's the best.
There's a little bit of
Paul
marketing to that, you know, because, like, I've lived in Texas my whole life. I'm like, yeah, it's Texas.
So have I.
But to people beyond Texas, they're like, they're in Texas.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of interesting to some people.
Of course it is.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm just saying, it's like, to us, it's not a big deal because we've lived here our whole lives. But someone who lives in, you know, Sweden might be like, they're in Texas.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder if they have horses.
We do.
Do you have a gun?
We do.
I don't know.
That is true.
We are being authentic. We are from Texas, you know.
Yeah.
It's just knowing who you are and being who you are and let your personality be your personality. People are going to hate you because of your personality. People don't like us because of, you know, we're not super serious all the time. And just, you should take it more seriously.
Oh my gosh. I don't have time for that.
And there are people who love us because we're more down to earth and we like
Lord
to
have
have
mercy.
fun. You know.
And that's one thing.
And it's not all super serious.
I never, going back even to social media stuff, like, I cannot stand when people tell us how we should be on videos. I can't stand
You know what
it.
you should do.
It drives me nuts. I'm like, really? No. I was going to say something mean, but I stopped myself.
Did you? You can tell me later. I want to know what you were about to say.
Okay. So we are very authentic. What you see on here
Yeah.
is what you'll see when you come see us. Which you should.
And that's one thing when people come in, they're like, I've watched all your videos. I'm like, really?
What?
That's awesome. Or
Now
lot of
local people are starting to watch our videos, which is cool.
That's what's crazy because locally people are like, how long y'all been here? 10 years? Oh, really?
Yes.
Like, unless you drive this side of town, maybe you don't know. Or
I got recognized at our CVS.
Yeah.
I never met this girl in my life. Never saw her once ever in Canton, Texas. Which is so weird. And she was like,
town.
You look familiar to me. I was like, She goes, where do you work? And I was like, well, I own a music store here too. She was like, YouTube. She didn't say RNA Music. She just said YouTube. Because she subscribed us. She subscribes to us. So, hi, young lady that I met at CVS.
How is she subscribed to us and didn't know we're in Canton when she's in Canton and come in? But...
Well, I don't know. No, she said that she's come in to see you.
Oh, okay. She's seen me in person. But she's
never seen me in person.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, hi, young lady that I saw at CVS.
I forgot what the point we were on.
Be authentic.
Be authentic. Okay, yeah. I was like...
Because it was the same being the same in person as if they come here online.
That's what I was going to say. People who've watched a bunch of our videos, and they come in and met us and like hung out for like a while, like playing guitars, whatever, and just talking and seeing us interact. They're like, you guys are the same. like, you act the same in real life as you do in the videos. I'm like,
yeah.
well, yeah.
We're weird.
Both. Shouldn't you? But apparently
not, which is so weird. That's exhausting. I can't have two personalities like that. No, I ain't got time.
3's hard. 2's manageable. But I don't know. So, be authentic. Be yourself. Don't play authentic.
Don't play it.
Don't. Hashtag play authentic. Don't do that. But just be who you are.
Be you. You be you, boo.
You be you. All right. 7th thing we've learned in 10 years of owning a business.
Oh.
We want to get to the nitty gritty stuff now?
Yeah, because that might take a minute.
Okay. Well, we got to save something for 9 and 10. Or do you want to save that for number 10? No, we should end on something happy.
Leave it on a happy note.
Yeah.
This is not that it's not happy. It's just truth. We're being truthful.
Yeah.
Let's be truthful. Going into 2020. Okay? So you go.
Okay. You want me to go?
Sure.
Throw me under the bus. All right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you want me to be the bad guy?
Yeah.
Good cop, bad cop.
7th thing I've learned in owning a music store in 10 years is it's too good to be true. It probably is. Is that a way? Should I say it that way? Should I say?
Sure. You can't trust everybody.
You can't trust everybody. Which is kind of common sense, right?
Yeah.
Don't trust everybody.
Yeah.
But in business, you're gonna have people you kind of partner with.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? I said something to somebody the other day. It was like, be nice to everybody, but don't get in bed with everybody.
Yes.
It's like,
that's
be
true.
polite.
You should be.
Because
it goes back to the genuine. You should be genuine of who you are. And if you're a jerk face, don't be a genuine jerk face. Learn how to be a people person because you're going to work with people and you want to have a good countenance. Unfortunately, we love people. We love interacting with people. And whenever we get into business with other people, especially people who love people, we have clicked with some amazing businesses. Unfortunately, we thought that a lot of other businesses that we thought were going to click with us because they weren't genuine. We thought they were genuine and authentic. Turned out to be a poker face.
Yeah. Good salesman.
Good salesman, but they ended up being sharks.
Good salesmen and marketers.
Yes. So and we are straight when it comes to, we're not naive. We have I think a very Southern approach to things. Like,
that's a good way to put it.
Like your word is your bond, and a handshake.
No, we don't need a written contract. He said he would.
Because your word is your word. You keep your word. You have integrity. And we have integrity. We were both raised with integrity. And from the South, especially Texas South. Your word is your bond. And it's sad that in this world that you have to kind of put that at the back and be like, the Bible says that be as wise as serpent and gentle as doves. So don't always put all your eggs in one basket, and you don't
take everything at face value.
And don't take everything at face value. It's been a really rough lesson, especially with 2 businesses that we went into business with, and I'm not going to name them because most of you who've known us, you know who they are. That people who said and went and played on that card of, because we love family, we love friends, and we are very loyal people when it comes to our family and friends, that they played that card against us and turned out to not be true and genuine and authentic. And that was a hard lesson to learn. Mm-hmm. That was really hard to see that side of people in the music industry that you thought didn't exist this close to this. I mean, I know there's crooks and thieves and people that are, shysters and stuff like that. But you always think of like mega companies that are like that because they have the money to do stuff like that. And these are people that didn't necessarily have that kind of money, but had that kind of attitude.
Yeah. Oh man, Fender has screwed some folks. Well, Gibson
Yeah,
Gibson has
but you can see
screwed
this
some
big,
folks.
like Walmart has too. I mean, just like
yeah.
big conglomerate to building
still shop
people,
there knowing
Facebook, Google. Like you can tell, like these multi-billion-dollar industries would do something like that because they think, well, you know, people are dime a dozen. You could just kind of move through them.
It's
but
just
whenever
business.
you think that you're trying to
take it
grow
personal.
grow with somebody, you're a business that's trying to grow, and you couple with another business that's trying to gain the same traction, and then they turn, and it's just like it's really it's pivot. It's really heartbreaking. It's a hard lesson to learn, and we learned that halfway through the 10 years that we've been open, and it took us a few years to get over it and to kind of, you know, tiptoe into new business relationships. And people have come and gone for okay reasons. It hasn't been, you know, bad, but we've been very cautious. I've been talking a lot. Now. You go ahead.
Yeah, we're a lot more cautious now about that. And I think that's just a good way to kind of look at it is just test and see.
Yeah.
Test on a small scale.
Yes.
Right? Don't make big investments with something that's kind of an unknown.
Yes.
You know, like just
but
wait
even
and
if
see.
it is a known, because there was, you know, sometimes it still takes caution, and even if you do know the company.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, there was one that we known for a long time.
Right.
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 And it was just like...
Yeah. People...
It was a kick in the pants, you know? And it's a tough lesson to learn that we learned. Mm-hmm. We learned it, and it was just like...
Yeah.
Like road rash.
Yeah. Now that's... I guess that is just part of business because there are companies that we've been with for a long time who are great and I love
amazing people.
And they said, we'll do this.
Yeah.
If you do this, I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they did it. And then sometimes they even went above and beyond what I thought they were going to do.
Washburn's been that 100%. Way. Schechter's been that way. D'Addario's been that way. EMG's been that way. D'Addario,
like, particularly.
Tons of people that we've worked with have been wonderful.
Above and beyond. But not every company is like that. Yeah. And you just kind of need to know that going in. And, you know.
I twitch.
Just be careful. Just be careful. There's a lot of great salesmen out there and a lot of people who talk. There's one guy, like, dude's really smart guy. Really smart. Mm-hmm. Like, really smart.
But it's the thing is that I think it had to happen.
Yeah.
In our business, we had to learn those lessons, and I'm grateful for those lessons that we learned, because if we didn't, then we wouldn't have the kind of sharp mentality with kind of like, you know, push, you know, I'll take a little bit, but I'm going to be holding you at this distance, because that's even for relationships. Yeah. I mean, you have to, but it's a good business. It's a good business lesson.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to learn hard lessons. Oh, and that, let's bring this to number 8. How about that? It's like, sure. Things aren't going to go the way you expect them to.
No.
And like, there are going to be tough times. Mm-hmm. So I learned it's not all going to be sunshine and roses and daisies and guitars. So you're going to go through some tough times, and things are going to go sideways when you thought something was going to work out. Mm-hmm. They're not going to work out. So don't be surprised by that. Mm-hmm. Just be aware. Okay. Be aware.
Yeah.
You know, that's like, hey, you know, try things, test things, but just know that some things aren't going to work. Some things are going to work. Some things aren't going to work. And then don't get too emotionally wrapped or invested. And that's probably my thing, because I'm, like she said, I'm a very people person, and I'm like, I like to get to know people, and I'm really... Yeah. You know, which is a tough thing, I think, in the business world. It's like Chris Traeger and what's the other guy's name? Ben Wyatt. It's like, I'm like Chris, and you know, she's like Ben. Mm-hmm. if you watch Parks and Rec. So you get the one guy's like, hey,
He's literally
I am literally
a positive person when it comes to people.
Chris Traeger.
Yes.
And she's like, you're fired. So things are going to work out necessarily the way you think.
How many times he's had to hold no. He's like, you can't say that. I'm like, oh, watch me. Gave me his phone number.
So things are going to go sideways. Be prepared for it. Number 9 kind of leads me to this. Like, surround yourself with some wise advisors. Right now, it helps. Like, so I'm very much a people person. I'm very relational. I'm into teaching. I love that. You know, and I need someone like Angela is a great compliment that she sees through the bull poop. Like, if someone walks in the door, she'll be like, something's wrong with them. And I'm like, oh, I seem like a nice guy. And it's like, something went right. Yes. It turns out later, like, oh, yeah, that guy was messed up. Man, you nailed it, right? So she's very good at perceiving intentions and, you know, figuring that stuff out. But it also wouldn't hurt to have, like, our friend Paul, the bitter bass man. Paul is very savvy, like, in business and, like, managing people and, like, crunching numbers and profit margins and, like, well, it's got to make this much money.
Right.
Well, if it doesn't make that, why would you do that? I'm like, because it's cool. It's like, yeah, but you're going to lose money. I'm like, but it's cool.
Because he can be somewhat of a kid in a candy store when it comes to guitars.
I'm a gear.
If you haven't noticed.
I'm a gear.
And I don't care less about what we have on the walls. It could cost $5. And he's like, no, but it doesn't have the right. I'm like, but it'll sell. Yeah. And we can mark it up and make money. So it's that having that balance of having people that will say no. And then, but also people who will be on board with you because they know what your vision is. Yeah. And
I have friends who had stores. I had Eric McKenna was one. So Eric. Boogie Street Guitars. I was like, Macars. Boogie Street Guitars, man. He sold high-end custom, limited run guitars, custom shops, all sorts of stuff. He would,
you
for
have
like
some
15 years. I have a couple still.
I know.
And so he was in the business, and I would call him and go, and I would email him or call him like, hey man, so I'm thinking about doing this thing. What do you think? And he would give me his advice, and he'd be like, Ryan,
this is what you
I would do this. I would not do this. I would do this. And I'd be like, okay, but I really want to do that, Eric. But I really want, you know. And sometimes I listened. Sometimes I didn't listen. But I had someone who was further along in the industry, had done things I hadn't done, been places I hadn't been, experienced things I hadn't experienced in this specific industry that I could go to and ask questions. Where did you, like, no, don't do that. Do this. I'm like, okay. You know. Yeah. So I think number 9 is have some advisors that you trust.
Yes.
Implicitly, I trust Angela, obviously.
I'm gonna asterisk that with, and don't listen to the haters.
Okay. No, should that be a good one to end on?
No.
Okay.
Don't listen to the haters, because oh my gosh, the amount of people who treated us with pity at the very beginning because they didn't know what it took to build a business. And even some people who we knew were business owners didn't have those businesses from the ground up. They bought into a business that was already standing. So most people that we knew, other than like Eric or people, didn't have businesses from the very ground birth up. They came into other businesses and stuff like that.
Or inherited it from their parents.
Or inherited it, yes. So we were in this island all by ourselves, and the amount of negativity from family, people in our church, friends, just was astounding to me, some of the comments and things. And it didn't matter because we were on the same page and we're a team. And I always encourage him, and I know that he's not going to lead our family to a negative place. You know, it's always going to be in a positive aspect, growing aspect. So, you know, I trusted him in that, and I wasn't going to allow people to poo-poo on his heart and his dream and his vision. That goes back to surrounding yourself with people who will encourage you and lift you up and give you vision and feed that vision, because there's so many people who are going to talk negatively about, you need to come over more.
Just get you over.
Yeah, we're traveling.
I'm drifting.
that out of their own jealousy, they don't even know it, but out of their own jealousy because they're not living their dream, they want to keep people, because misery loves company, out of their dream. And so you have to recognize that just because it might be somebody saying you might not want to do that, it's more than likely coming from a place because they're fearful, because they have never done something like that, and they, don't want you to step out into something unknown. So yeah, surround yourself with people who will lift you up, but also ignore the haters, because there's going to be time.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to cut them loose.
That's one thing we've learned over the years, and that's one of them. That's a big one. That's why it's close to number 10.
Yeah,
that was big. Mm-hmm.
I kind of blocked that out, I think.
Yeah, because it's some of the stuff that has been said to us over the years, and I'm not talking about YouTube commenters, people
right.
that we're never. I don't care what y'all, what negative crap people say on YouTube, but these are people that we actually care about.
Mama's Troll 1582 said you're a jerk. I don't care, Mama's Troll.
Care. Mama's Troll. Troll.
Keep on trolling.
But whenever your mama says something like that, which they haven't.
Somebody you've known in the real world for years.
Yes, and trust and love, and they say something to you like that. It hurts. It really does, and it makes you kind of pause and rethink, but don't. Because again, it goes back to what we said in the very beginning. Well, I mean, why not? Why not try it? Because what's the worst that can happen? We have to shut things down and
go get a different job.
Get a different job.
Yeah. All right. I think number 10. I think this is a good one. Mm-hmm. Are you in my mind? Can you read my brain?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. All right. So number 10. 10th thing we've learned in owning a business for the last 10 years in the music industry. I think the 10th thing I really learned is that you can do more than you think. Or that I'm capable of more than I think.
That's good.
Yeah, for sure. Like, in the beginning, it was like, I don't know if it's going to work. It probably won't work. But, why not? I've tried a bunch of other things that I didn't enjoy. Might as well fail at something you really enjoy. Because you can always...
that won't hurt.
Yeah, I mean, you can always get fired from a job that you didn't really care, and they just use. I said, you can always get fired from a job that you didn't really care. I had a buddy I worked with when we lived in Tulsa. Like, he worked for this company for 10 years, and they finally walked in one day, hey, give us your key, you're done. Like, do what now? I've given you 13 years of my life and made y'all a crap load of money, and now you're just going to let me go?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? If you're going to invest that much emotion and time and emotional energy of your life into a business, why not do it in your business? Because I'm not going to fire me because I didn't sell enough strings. We're down 3% on string sales this month. You need to get that up, or I'm gonna write you up. Come on, Lolly. I was like,
I'll do that to him.
You didn't sell enough guitars this month. You sold more guitars last month than this month. So I don't know what's going on, but you need to figure it out and sell some more guitars, or you're fired.
Right.
I'm not going to do that to me.
Right.
So if you're going to invest all that stuff, time and energy in a job, why not do it? First of all, it's something you love, but also something.
Yeah, but you're capable of doing
of.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that was the motivator to get started. Mm-hmm. But then going into it, it was like, I really can do this. Mm-hmm. That I've done things I never thought I'd be able to do. I've gone places I never thought I'd be able to go. Mm-hmm. Done more than I thought. And I think there's still a lot left to do. Mm-hmm. There's still a lot of things in this business that I haven't done yet that I want to do. It's buried down there deep down. I'm like, I just need to do it.
Yes.
Just need to do it. But, you can do it. You can do more than you think.
Yeah.
You're capable. You're capable. I'm capable. You're capable of a lot more than you really think you can.
Yeah.
And you just need to believe in yourself. Shut down all the
haters.
All the haters out there.
Even if the hater is you.
I was about to say that. It's like, even if the hate speech is in your own mind telling you you're dumb, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, you're not talented enough, you don't have enough beard, you just can't, even if it's your own mind, you tell it to go, mm-mm. That's what Angela does. She goes, mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Actually, verbally, I do that.
She does.
When I get a negative thought in my head, I verbally say, mm-mm. Mm-mm. That's not truth. That's a lie. Because I'm awesome.
Yeah.
I'm beautiful. I'm smart. I'm capable. And I can do anything that's at my hands do if I work hard enough.
Because sometimes you'll
Or
sabotage
sometimes
yourself.
I don't have to work that hard because it comes to me naturally.
Yeah, sometimes your own upbringing, your family background, where you went to school, whatever, society messed you up as a kid, and you're fighting your own self-doubts. So sometimes you have to tell yourself to shut up. I can do it.
Start writing positive things down. And write down things that you've done that you've actually accomplished in your lifetime. For the past, I don't even know how many years, our word for the year has been perspective.
Perspective.
Because sometimes we lose sight of how far we have come and things that we have accomplished. Like some of you have been in the military and have come back from war. Some of you have raised children. Some of you have owned your own business. And even though it's not open now, you did do it. You did start it. Some of you have traveled the world. Some of you have, there's so many things that we forget.
Some of you have conquered crazy
There's so many
illnesses.
people that, have conquered illnesses. Is right. It's that a lot of people have not done that. So you have this experience sitting inside of you, and this will, and this determination, and this fight. And a lot of times, I think both of us lost sight of that off and on. But we, at some certain points, especially hard points, like whenever people betray you or, deals don't work out the same way they do, we forget. Then we put our capability and we put our worth into other people's hands. And whenever those things don't work out, we think that means that we're not worth it. We don't work out. And it's not that. And we have to take that back. We have to take our worth back and say, I can do this. I've done so much already in my 41, 42 years, 44 years of life that I can do more. I can do this. It might be scary. It might take some work. It might take some education. It might take some learning. But
I gotta learn some skills.
I can do it. And it's so worth it to try. To look back now and think that 10 years ago we started this, and now we're talking to people from all over the world on YouTube.
With millions of views.
That's not
crazy.
Viewers, but views is mind-blowing. It really is, because we're in this population of 3,500 people town in the middle of East Texas that most of you have never heard of other than because of us. and we're making a difference in people's lives because we didn't listen to the haters.
Yeah.
And we stepped out and did something amazing with determination and
We kept going.
We kept going. And we've enjoyed every minute of it.
We really have. I'm excited. I think a good thing to do, going on your point, would be to sit back this year instead of thinking about all the crap that happened in 2019. You were talking about this the other day. Like, everybody's like, oh, 2019 was a whatever. I said, come at me, and it came at me. And, and like, please don't hurt me, 2020. I think what you should need to do is go back and, sure, everybody had crappy stuff that happened to them. Like, I don't want to diminish it. Everybody has had crappy years, and things happen. Some people worse than others, But if you just dwell on the crap, it's going to hold you back from moving forward and doing things. And I've done that. Like, I've held on to hurt and betrayal, and like, man, this sucks and this went wrong, and like it's held me back from moving forward. So don't do that. Sit back and look at, what really happened awesome in 2019?
Yeah.
You had a bunch of speaking engagements. I got to go to San Diego and see guitars being built for one of our awesome customers.
We got to go to Georgia, go to the beach. He got into the ocean.
I faced my fear of sharks.
So amazing. Yeah, there's so many things that happen. I mean,
your parents moved near us.
I know.
It's like, just sit down and make a list, and all the crap that happened, it's gonna try to pop in there, but you should go, you don't make the list. Sickness, or
because even
whatever.
if you were diagnosed with something, you're here right now.
Yeah.
Even if you lost family, you had time with them. Those are things that you have to think about, that, lots of my family and friends have lost people over these past few weeks, days, actually. And it's hard, and it's hurtful, and it could have just gut punched you. In this past 10 years, we have been gut punched a lot. But we're still here. We're still going, and the people that we've lost, we have memories of them and pictures and just the joy of knowing that they were in our life. So you just have to look at the positive. You have to think about all the good things and just keep going.
Make a list of the good things.
Keep going and know that you're worth it, and you have everything within you to keep going and do whatever you have been put on this earth to do.
Absolutely.
Because we're doing it.
We're doing it. We're moving forward.
And if we can, you can.
Yeah, that's right. I bet our pizza's done.
I bet it is.
They're probably like, where's those guys?
Where are they at? Their pizza.
We ordered a Jerry's Pizza before we started filming this. It's probably done.
It probably is.
All right. Thank you guys so much. 10 things we've learned in the last decade of owning a business. Mm-hmm. Super excited. Tomorrow is going to be 2020. It's going to be our 10-year anniversary of RNA Music.
RNA Music.
RNA Music. We've been together a long time.
Yeah.
But so stay tuned. We might do something special. I don't know, for the month of January.
Who knows?
I got some ideas I'm thinking about. So
Something
maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But yeah. Thank you guys so much. Please leave us your thoughts about the things we've learned in the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. Let us know some of the things you've learned in the last 10 years. What has affected your life significantly in the last 10 years? Leave us a comment below. Let us know. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys so much for the last 10 years of RNA Music. We're looking forward to the next 10.
Yes, we are.
And we will see you in 2020. Until then, keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
Music needs you.
And you need the music.
And we need to keep it alive for the next generation.
Those guys.
Coming up behind us. And yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yes, it is.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see y'all next video.
Bye.